Hello, my name is Teresa. In 2014, an incredibly loud sound occurred right next to my right ear. Soon, a loud whooshing noise started inside my ear. It wouldn't stop. In fact, it kept getting worse. I was terrified. I didn't know what was going on. The next day, I went to an ear, nose, and throat doctor. He said there was nothing that could be done about it. He said that I had to learn to live with it. He said that the sooner I accepted that, the better off I'd be. I couldn't believe it. I drove home in a daze. There was no way that I could live with that horrible noise in my ear 24 hours a day for the rest of my life. So when I got home, I got on the internet. And for the next few days, I researched for information about tinnitus and how to get rid of it. I discovered there was a Swiss company that had developed a new drug called AM-101 that reduced the loudness of tinnitus, and they were conducting a clinical trial to test their drug in several hospitals, including one that was near my house. I was able to get accepted into that trial a short time later. The treatment consisted of 3 injections of the drug over 3 days through my eardrum. Now I know that sounds awful, especially for me because I've been scared of needles ever since I was a kid. But like all people with tinnitus, I was willing to do anything to get rid of that horrible, constant noise. Now, before each injection, the doctor put some Novocaine cream into my ear to numb my eardrum, so I didn't feel the needle. And after each injection, I laid there on my side for 30 minutes so that the drug could soak down to my inner ear. Then I just got up and left. It was no big deal. After the 3rd injection, on the 3rd day, I went home and I waited. The drug takes several weeks to work, and the loudness goes down slowly over that time. From my research, I knew that most people said that the loudness started to go down after about the 5th or 6th day. But by the 8th day, I hadn't noticed any change. So I realized that I'd probably received the placebo. That's the risk you take in a clinical trial. Some people get the drug, some people get the placebo. Well, 3 months later, they gave me the actual drug. It was called AM-101. So I got 3 more injections over 3 days, and then I went home and I waited again. On the 5th day, I woke up and thought, is the loudness less? I thought it was, but then I wondered if I was just hoping it was. But when I woke up on the 6th day, I knew for sure that the loudness was less. I was so happy. Over the next several weeks, the loudness continued to go down. And when I went back to the hospital, I actually skipped down the hallway. I was so happy. I told everyone that the loudness was down by about 50%. When they tested my ear in the audio booth, the test proved that the loudness was down by 50%. I could live with that. But about 6 months later, one day, I suddenly realized that the loudness had gone down even more. And about 6 months after that, I realized I no longer heard any noise. And it's been that way ever since. Today, which is about 5 years since I got tinnitus, I really have no tinnitus. Now, every now and then, when it's really quiet, I think I hear something, but it's barely noticeable. I don't even think about tinnitus anymore. That drug, AM-101, gave me my life back. It really did.